This live stream is sponsored by PSL, Sound, Light and Stage.
Hello and welcome to Sanders Park for this round 9 clash in the CMK Chartered Accountants Premier Competition between Tukapa and Clifton. It's a rematch of last year's final with these two sides. Clifton placed 3rd on the table and Tukapa currently 5th. I'll hand over to Joe Burnett for the weather for today's match and pitch conditions.
Geez, Sam. And yep, just below room temperature, smouldering there, and a little nice 19 kilometre wind, northeasterly. So it will be pretty light. The players will be able to, get really into it without getting too hot out there.
So pretty good conditions overall for today's match as we head into the last 3 games, how these teams have been performing. Tukapa having a last minute win against Spotswood 31-30 last week, coming off the back of losses to Old Boys and Stratford Eltham. Clifton have been in good form with a strong win over Inglewood 41-14 last week after a win against Spotswood and a loss against Coastal, so 2 from 3 in their last couple of matches there for Clifton. As we head to the points table now, Clifton currently in 3rd position, having won 5, lost 3. Old Boys the front runners up top, unbeaten so far in the competition. Tukapa sitting just outside the 4, having won 4, lost 4, and Coastal just behind them as well. So a pretty tight competition. Of course, first round points are halved, so those points may look a little lower than they've been previously, and Inglewood and Spotswood rounding out the 8. As we head to the team list now, Joe Burnett to run you through the Tukapa side.
And up front, we've got Luke Dravitsky, and he's linked with Liam Burnett, the captain for this game, and Brendan Dent outside him will be a very good, pairing for them. Josh Keach lost 10 kgs to enter this season. My ad, with Michael Nyson, and that 3 at the back will be very good. Brendan Fisher comes in, Nathaniel Peters, and Maringarapo will round it off. And Rory Ward gets into it with the Kian Tipu. Tuhukaha is outside him, and Mason Porteous jumps to the 13. Regan Arson, the arsonist. Jacob Ratamutu Neekins, he is ready to show his impact. And Brad Cooman on the wing. Jonathan Glennie comes in. Caleb Smith, he'll be looking to really show his aggressive physicality that he has, and Dylan Juffermans drops in there with Patrick Butler and Luca Walker, Lagan Kumaroa and Max Beethan.
So for the Clifton side in the number 1 jersey, Josh Tate Iwakau alongside Abe Hera in the number 2 jumper, who brought up 200 games last week, a fine milestone for him. Paddy O'Carroll Harmey in the number 3 jumper, recently named in the Taranaki wider squad ahead of the season. Blair Shorter and Tommy Hamilton in the lock squad. Ben Cavadura, Appy Dawai and Reece Gray make out the loose forwards, a bustling loose forward trio at that. In the number 9 jumper, Topia Barraclough alongside veteran Matty James, who's the 4th top point scorer in the competition with 68. In the midfield, Hanley Setu alongside Keanu Broughton. And in the back 3, there's plenty of speed. Ndaya Sehetui Huta, who's a real speed merchant in the number 11 jersey, Caleb Fowle and Zach Henderson. Moving along to the bench, Kimo Fa'agoli in the 16 jumper. He's an ex-Taranaki Pacifica player. In the 17 jumper, Mike Kainga, plenty of experience at Super Rugby level. Fetu O'Carroll Leota. Peter Takahu, a former Chiefs under-20 player. Darby Judd. We're not sure who's in the 21
Who's
jumper.
TBC? Is that a name?
TBC, yeah, to be confirmed there. And Caleb Wheatley rounds out the Clifton side.
Could be an abbreviation.
That's the one. And we're here today. We've got the sponsors up in the background, so plenty of chance to give them a plug. Be it Egmont Seed Company, Riddles, Sign Project.
Yeah, very good. They've done a great job. It's very intimidating.
It is. So no, it's good stuff.
It's great though.
And we'll head to some adverts ahead of play starting at 2:45 and the side's running out.
See you then.
Welcome back to coverage here at Sanders Park as the Clifton outfit, the men from Tickering and Watcher, make their way through the blue and white flags here today. They'll be shortly followed by the Tukapa side, being clapped on by the Colts outfit and led on by Liam Burnett, his first match as skipper, having brought up 100 games a couple of weekends ago. Tukapa coming off a close win against Spotswood last weekend, a last minute try doing the damage there. Of course, Jacob Radamai Tavuki Neepkins back from the Blues this weekend in the 15 jumper. Be good to see how he goes. He's obviously been doing his box jumps there with that big jump on the way up to the field. Nathaniel Peters there in the headgear. Good to see him back in action these last few weeks, having come back from injury.
He will be a big player coming back in, and he is one of those players who just really goes for it for the full 80 and puts just everything into it.
Great work rate around the park. So it's third place Clifton up against fifth place Tukapa here today. Tukapa playing from right to left on your screen.
And as we watch 30 grown men smoulder each other over a rubber ball, but goodness, it's going to be great.
Today's ref, Mitch Young, and Mason Porteous to kick us off. And we're off and racing here at Sanders Park. Nice. Oh, he's just dropped it there, and Burnett's picked up the scraps nicely.
It's that early pressure there.
So Tukapa with the early advantage here.
Advantage over! Advantage, high tackle.
Luke Trevitsky in the number 1 jumper. Radamai Tavuki Neepkins probing away at the line. Making some good yardage.
Use that now. Still got
Nice
advantage
and
for the high
plays half
tackle.
back, and they go on behind to Tipu. Off goes Brendan Dent in the number 3 jersey. Nice little ball there from Tahuka.
Try.
And it's a try there for Regan
How
Arson.
has he done that? Shawnee J in the corner, legs in the air. What's going on?
Acrobatic as you like. The man from Matamata, Regan Arson.
We'd like to get no replay, but
It was a pretty good work there on the right hand side. Nicely worked from Tukapa, and Regan Arson didn't need a second invitation to dot down on the right hand side there. Exactly the start Tukapa would have been after.
and as they continue their hot pace that they've been doing this season, lots of fast ball retention, and well, that paid off. A good try to start and set the tone for today's game.
So the early advantage to Tukapa here, as Mason Porteous, the competition's third top point scorer with 69, will be looking to add the extras from out wide on the Yarrow Stadium side there. Wearing the number 13 jumper today.
Did the Clippers break? Or am I just quite out of date with fashion?
Plenty of versatility. And he's put that one through the post. So it's an early 7-0 lead for Tukapa. So the veteran Matty James to kick us back off for Clifton.
Well, they've blinked and they've scored, and Clifton probably in a little bit of shock. Need to regather their feathers and get the pheasant on back on in the zoo.
And it's bobbled there, but Nyson does a good job. Goes Brendan Dent, but he's well taken there by O'Carroll Harmy, his opposite. There's Tip who looks to clear. He's just taking a hand on the way through. Taken back there by Zach Henderson.
50-22 is a chance here. Blue!
Yep. It's a thundering kick by Matty James, but he finds it down to Jacob Radamai Tavuki Neepkins, who looks to make a break. No one's there to play halfback.
Use that now!
So Burnett puts his hand up. And he finds his fellow front row pair in Brendan Dent.
4-7, stop!
Tahukahu, the new player. First touch of the
Inside.
rope.
And Henderson finds touch just past the 50 on the Tukapa side of halfway.
Son of Doug, I believe, a previous Tukapa premier, and his son's obviously gone to Clifton. Didn't get the hard word, but
delay, please.
That's right, former Taranaki under-19 player Zach Henderson. And as you say, Joe, his old man played for Tukapa, so mixing it up. As Burnett, we get a
considering all circumstances.
good view of that one down the middle. And they find Lapo in the midfield.
Oh.
Who gets a nice ball in behind to that man, Tahuka. And it's quick ball on the left here, goes Lapo again. Brendan Dent's been busy so far in this match. And that man, Brad Koeman, of course, who scored that last-minute try last week for Tukapa, the man from Southland. Off goes Liam Burnett, the captain.
Looking very tidy in their structure, Tukapa.
And it's straightened nicely there by Radamaita Vuki-Neepkins, injecting his pace.
Lost, Blue!
A multi-talented Gardner rugby player, Brendan Dent, doing his thing.
Off goes Nathaniel Peters.
Blue, no hands!
Little grubber in behind there from Tipu, but Sayatui Huta
Touch! Too
does
long!
nicely to cover him behind. And he finds grass. And he's really looking to run today as Jacob Radamaita Vuki-Neepkins. He's caused a bit of trouble already. And it's nice hands. Out here is Tahuka, and he finds Koeman. He's got plenty of speed.
And he has it!
Beats his man on the outside, Brad Koeman.
And we can see why he's a touch player, because he didn't want to get touched. Flew through, and that is a hell of a try and a hell of a play from Tukapa.
As we head to the replay here, it was Radamaita Vuki-Neepkins who made the initial bust. He linked up here with Burnett. And from there it was quick hands from the new man, Tahuka, and plenty of speed as Brad Koeman put the afterburners on. So it's been a pretty frenetic start here at Sanders Park.
I'm just feeling sorry for this halfback who's had to get to every single ruck that we've had. It has been on the wire stuff. Clifton need to regather their thoughts here. How do they counter-attack what's going on? Preferably they need the ball to do so, but
Porteous just pushes that one wide. So it'll be a 12-0 lead to Tukapa. But Tukapa have been one of the form sides all year. Third on the competition ladder. And of course last year's finalists.
oh yeah,
So they've got plenty of manpower to turn things around.
they've come a long way in recent years. Clifton, a very good side. Matty James has been outstanding, veteran player from Manawatu.
Nicely taken there by Mike Nyson. There's a good tackle there by the man who brought up 200 games last week, Abe Hira.
Boomfa.
Use it.
Just a little bit messy there as it goes over the sideline for a Clifton throw, 15 metres from the Tukapa line. Fantastic milestone really, 200 games. I think his first game back in 2005 for Abe Hira. So congratulations to him.
It's a great achievement and a big commitment what he's done.
as Clifton go to the rolling move.
Once!
Probably got a bit of a size advantage up front. Goes Hanley Setu. Keep it tight.
Well done. Advantage offside, midfield.
Off goes Appy Dawai.
8 and 12.
He's well taken by Carr. So go out on this right hand flank. And off goes Sayatui Huta. We had a pretty good view of that, and it's a try in the chairman's corner for Indiha Sayatui Huta. So Clifton strike back.
Izzy Huta has done extremely well here. I will go toe-to-toe. Well, yes, that's a try.
Very good finish. He just needs an inch of space. Does Sayatui Huta, former Samoan Sevens player.
And this game of chess is just knight to e3 and they move back. And Matty James.
So it's been a real frenetic start in this first 10. 3 tries already. And that's a great nudge there by Matty James from the sideline and straight over the post.
It's been a great showplace of quite flowing rugby. Both teams really trying to get to the sideline and get around the other team.
And Lapo does a good job to win that on the Tukapa side.
6, no!
As they go out wide to that man Regan Arson. And he breaks the first. Of course, named in the Taranaki Wide squad
ball was
this
out,
week.
that's fine.
The ball goes out and Ward tries to gather it, but he's just held on there. Plenty of Clifton numbers
Holding on.
over the ball. Looks like Reece Gray over that one. One of the real leaders for this Clifton side, Reece Gray, and the number 7 jumper.
Just like every good 7, he's all around the park. And the leader of a defending side.
It's a pretty big boot, that one from Matty James.
You want these sort of players like Matty James in your team, you know, experience at 10 on the helm. Cool, calm and collected.
That's exactly right, Joe. Drive you around the park.
Yeah.
Kick towards that chairman's corner.
Chairman's corner. Sort of player who has seconds to think before he plays.
As Dawai wins the line out. Off goes that man, Reece Gray. It's a nice line there, run by Caleb Fowl. Pretty good ball out here, and Sayatui Huta again, just ankle tapped, and Neepkins pushes him into touch.
I think he stepped himself. I'm sure those boys, they're out back all day and they get to meet in the middle and show their stuff.
9.
Plenty of speed merchants on show today. Joe, you've got Ratamai Tavuki, Neepkins and Kuman and Arson as well. The back 3 for Tukapa, all very quick, and you've got India Sayatui Huta, who's of course very quick in that 11 jumper as well.
He's an absolute mercenary.
Knock on off the top and then knock on this way. White scrum here for a knock on off the top of the line out.
So a double knock on there. So it'll be a Tukapa feed to the scrum.
As the mesomorphs converge, this will be interesting. I think, well, really,
outside here, guys, outside.
Clifton have the larger pack here.
Yep, I think Tukapa will be giving away a little bit in the front row in terms of weight, but small in stature, big in heart are the likes of Trubitsky and Burnett. So interesting to see how the scrum goes.
Bind! Sit!
Bit of to and fro between the halfbacks. It's a pretty stable scrum from Tukapa. Off goes Tahukar, the man out of the Crusaders Academy, in the 12 jumper.
Advantage, blue offside. One and 6 offside.
Just creeping over that offside line there with Clifton, giving Tukapa a piggyback exit. And James
what a
does
job!
Fine job.
That's fine, off the foot! You, don't take the player out like that, thank you. No.
Just a bit of ill-discipline here from Clifton. Look like number 9 potentially. So a penalty in the middle of the field then for Tukapa. Will they kick for the corner? Looks like it.
And they want to go to the gold.
Matt, I spoke to him over here about him running in, okay, and then he's turned around and lashed out and whacked him.
They think there is gold in the Yukon. And they will mine. They will mine away. $12 astray, what will they do here?
As Burnett finds Keach, and they go back to the short side, back to Burnett.
I've got a foot on the line there.
And there's a bit of a tussle up front there.
Yeah,
Just getting to know each other.
I've got time, yeah. Liam, Matty.
Oh, and the boys
Okay, what I've got...
being told they've been throwing their toys.
I've got all your players running in, okay. I've then got your 9 lashing out here. And then you are the captain, you need to set an example. Okay, we're going to go back here for your foot on the line initially, but any more is full arm. Okay, understood? Thank you.
So Mitch Young laying the law down there.
One out.
To both captains, Matty James and Liam Burnett respectively. Plenty action-packed start to this game though, Joe. Lots of ball and play.
It's been absolutely haywire.
As Hira finds Blair Shorter at the back of the line out.
Five stage.
James puts boot to ball and uses that northeasterly to his advantage to find touch up near the Tukapa half.
Just the ability under pressure to clear it that far is quite impressive. Just absolutely spanked it.
As they go to the back again, Keach takes it nicely. Lapo just loses it in contact there.
Knock on.
Pretty good shot put in by Reece Gray.
Scrum here, blue ball, knock on by white. Knock on. Yeah, keep it on. Keep it on. Oh. Nick, is it serious or are we carrying on? No.
Looks like we've just got an injury here to Hanley Setu. Brought up 50 games for Clifton a couple of weekends ago. Hopefully nothing too serious. Looks like maybe the knee, potentially.
No, the classic cramp.
One of the two. Hope it's not a Mark Richardson type cramp situation over in India a few years ago. He playing that sweep shot and had the big groan.
That was a bit pretentious, but theatrical.
Yep.
Remember them bringing the stretcher out.
I don't think you'll ever forget that one. We'll be told about it.
Used to be on the Crowd Goes Wild intro, didn't it, every week?
That's right.
Andrew Mulligan had a bit of fun with that.
Let's get ready here, guys. We'll get water
So
off.
it does
He's
in
just about
fact
ready.
look like the knee for Hanley Sedu. So we've got Nick Arnold there, the physio, strapping it up. Take a quick look up on the Tukapa deck there.
Oh, we'll form up. We'll get ready.
Nick Hughes, of course, First National. Make sure you support him.
Yeah.
If you're looking.
Your friend in real estate.
Cool, let's go. Time back on.
Where is
Knock
Nick?
set.
Oh, he's not there.
Blue ball. Knock on by white.
And it's Blues balls.
So it'll be Topia Barraclough, the man out of New Plymouth Boys High School, to feed to the scrum.
Bind!
It's been a good little battle between him and Rory Ward and the number 9
Sit.
jumpers so far.
Yeah, who can get to the ruck the fastest? It's a little punch. Oh,
Meekins has just lost his footing.
has he gone for the old lay down of sort of, you're good, but you're not that good, Jacob. You can't just sit down.
Options.
Lay down the
Scrum.
Zare. So that
Thank you, mate.
northeasterly wind just picking up a bit and taking that ball a little bit long there for Matty James.
It's just picked up that
Scrum here.
nor'easter in the last sort of 5 seconds. Now it's stopped.
So it'll be a Tukapa feed, about 35 out from the Clifton line. Bit of space out on this near blind side.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
It's a good platform as they look like they're going to go out to that open side. Porteous in the 13 jumper loops in behind for Koeman, and they find that man Regan Arson. He breaks the first and the second.
Vantage offside midfield blue.
And they come out now. Tahu Kar finds the long ball. Lapo, who just dropped
3
it
blue.
there, but we'll go back to the advantage.
3
Right
blue
in front of the
offside.
sticks. So just finding some space out on that right hand side is Regan Arson.
Shot.
He's
Shot
looked
call.
very explosive in the 14 jumper for Tukapa. Of course, scored the first try.
He runs like a Hungarian hurdler. Regan Arson. Quite a stride on the boy. He's a good asset outside along with Brad Koeman and Jacob at the back. And it's a good pairing.
Very explosive back three.
I think the role of a 15 as well cannot go understated. The work that they do in terms of the defence, sorting things out, and Jacob's very proficient in those areas.
So Porteous adds the extras to take it to a 15-7 lead for Tukapa. Been impressed with Mitch Young's officiating so far of this match. He's let the game play, and it's been a pretty free-flowing match as a result of that.
Yeah, great to see.
So Matty James to kick us back off. He goes high.
Fine, pulls up.
It's a good steal in there. Looks like it's,
No, happy.
ooh, big hit there by Moiranga Lapo.
First knock on that way, second one that way.
And that's what a big
Run
tackle
here,
does.
ball. Knock on.
So it was Lapo on Hyra.
And he wrapped, I think.
That's one over. Yeah, one over. Yeah. Oh, no, it's happy at top, yeah.
Big tackles, big little wins. You got a scrum. Where can you work from that?
Crouch! Bind! line, stay.
So Tukapa, another good platform there at scrum time. Off goes Tukapa, the former New Zealand Barbarian Schools player out of Christchurch Boys High School.
You're all off here. Wings on, yes.
Kian Tipu goes deep. It's taken there by Zach Henderson.
50-22 is an option, keep coming, you're about 10. Yep.
That ball's in the air for about the time that you're going to think of what you're going to have for dinner.
Off goes Tipu, he beats the first. And he finds Brendan Fisher. The Tukapa under 85 kg bantam. Brendan Fisher playing today in the 6th jersey.
Boys backwards.
It's a bit messy, but Nathaniel Peters.
No hands, blue!
There's Brendan Dent, carts it up the middle. Porteous jinks and he finds Koeman. Does a good job to stay in there, does Brad Koeman. And some good leg drive to make some good yardage. As they go on behind, Tukapa finds Burnett. And he finds Radamai Tavuki Neepkins. Don't want to give him any space. It's the 1-2 back to Burnett. It's a nice offload there to Mairangalapo out on the tram lines.
Ball's not out yet.
Still in.
Always backwards!
And this is very impressive, the ability to keep this ball alive from Tukapa. Just relentless.
Neepkins looking dangerous, but well taken there by Reece Gray. Brendan Dent again. It's about a 6th or 7th carry for this match already. Off goes Tipu in a bit of space, ghosting through the hole, and he finds Lapo. Whoa. Some great continuity here from Tukapa. Dent off for his 8th run of the match.
Ball's here.
Tukapa puts a little chip in behind. The bounce will be interesting, and it's favourable for Clifton. Reece Gray, that man cleaning up again. It's a good bustling run there. And Barraclough uses the box clip kick, but he doesn't find touch.
Blue, keep coming, 7.
Passage of play with the ball in play.
Keep going.
Off goes Henderson. Puts boot to ball, and he might find a 50-22, but can't quite get the bounce. Tukapa still looking to run it from their own end. Off goes Porteous. Wow, what a passage of play that was, Joe.
Absolutely. All go.
Forward pass.
And I'm sure these players are really needing to take a big, deep breath.
Plenty of hands on heads amongst the forward pack there.
Forming up, guys.
And I don't blame them.
Regaining that wind. As both sides.
Coach!
And we're only 25 minutes in.
Bind!
And it's action-packed. Something's got to give.
So Barraclough then. Good scrum from the Clifton side. It's a nice little ball there. Just dropped though. And Tukapa looking to counter-attack. Off goes Regan Arson in a bit of space. Steps on the inside. And Henderson takes him nicely, but what a run there by Regan Arson. Oh, he's still going.
Drive me through the tackle.
So look to play at speed here. Tipu finds Lapo. He finds Koeman on the outside. And he's got one to beat. And he does it pretty easily, does Brad Koeman. Dotting down in the bowling club corner there, Brad Koeman.
He gracefully ran down the sideline. Very impressive from Koeman.
It's been some non-stop play in the last couple of minutes, Joe.
I know, I can't even keep my breath. And that's good to see. It's really that time in the season where two teams, well, all the teams at this stage really hit their straps and can play this like sort of free-flowing game. But the offloads have been nuts.
It's been crazy, yeah. Yeah. Ball staying in play. Both teams looking to run it from everywhere.
Maringa Lapo's offloads. Minute bowl-like. Roundhouse over the corner, into the hoop. Just quite impressive.
So 2 from 3 off the tee for Mason Porteous today.
Mason Porteous. And he
looks pretty good.
No, it did not go over. No.
Wow, we have a bit of a controversial moment in this match. The sideline officials have been reversed, overruled. That's going to be awkward in the sheds later.
So it looks like he had the line, but not the length.
Was it under the tee bar?
I think it was under the tee bar there, yep. So obviously not having enough Weet-Bix there on that occasion this morning, Mason Porteous.
I think they need a third referee to sit under the tee bar.
Could be an option.
Tackle release!
Sort of like tennis, we need people on different
No
lines.
6!
So off goes Dent. He's been very active in the ball carrying department today.
That's fine,
Dent.
ball was up.
Clifton looking to steal it. Not quite though.
All on.
Off goes Matty James. Giving it the dummy, but well taken there by Tukapa. Goes Bing to Vadra. So look for a nice little win ball to Fedor Carroll-Harmy. In fact, it was Paddy O'Carroll-Harmy who made that little break there.
White scrum here.
Nicely
Knock on by
taken
blue.
in the end.
We'll form it up.
So Tukapa leading the way with the territory stats so far today, 67%. 2/3 of the territory and 63% of the possession as well.
Crouch!
And that's probably showing through on the scorecard.
Point!
Leading 20-7.
Sit!
It's very good for our WinViz setup.
6, 7, stay, you're off. Good effort, thank you.
So Henderson takes the mark.
Mark here.
Back there.
Get behind him.
It is good top 2 inches work.
He returns fire. Pretty big kick. Just on the Tukapa side of halfway. So we'll get a pretty good view of this one. Burnett to throw. That's Arson again. He's been running with some real venom today. Herman's well taken there by Sayatui Huta.
Use that now!
Peters. Josh Keach beats the first.
Advantage, knock on by 7.
It's Tahu Kar cleaning it up.
Big Mikey, nice.
Advantage over! 2!
Neepkins puts boot to ball and it finds grass. It's just gone over into the Clifton dead ball area.
Take the kick.
A nice little territorial gain there for Tukapa.
On with it now, Blue. Ball's coming, lads.
So they go to the back again there. Josh Keach.
Over the 15, now come.
And a good old-fashioned drive. And
Well done, 8.
it's still moving.
Good progress.
The centipede.
Ball's
Bennett doesn't
available.
want to let that go.
Ball's available.
As Tifu
Going
puts the kick
backwards.
in behind, but it's nicely stopped there
No 8.
by the Clifton man.
Just clinical on both sides.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a contrast to last week where Tukapa definitely struggled in the rain. At Yarrow Stadium finally finished, might add, and
6.
they've really
Made it
improved.
there for you.
And he's
Take
done
him back.
well to get up there. And the 5 jumper is Tommy Hamilton.
Take him back.
He's just put that one out on the full there, is Matty James. I think he thought he was inside the 22 and he's pointing that out to Mitch Young. But of course it was,
Line out
was
was
carried
outside.
back.
Yep.
Carry my wayward son. Carry my way.
Okay, Blue,
I
let's
don't
go.
know.
We're not delaying.
How does it go?
Oh, there's no ball. No ball. Okay.
Trying to replace Tina Turner, Joey B.
No, I could not.
Of course, the sad passing of Tina Turner during the week. As you
Yes.
see here, we've got our sponsors up in the background in the booth
Over the
today.
15
I surely
again,
hope they paid for them.
Off goes Lahapo. Runs over the top of Barraclough. Tukapa keeping
One
it tight.
back. 1 advantage.
Just saying, let's
Offside
play
by 1.
groundhogs. We'll meet you there.
Liam Burnett trying to go under them. Tahuka finds Radamai Tavuki Neepkins, who slips.
Still got advantage.
We go back to the penalty advantage.
Offside by 1. Mark, sorry, just here, is it?
Brendan Dent
Thank you, mate.
Laying the law down, wasn't he?
laying the law down.
His hands clearly past the ruck on the ground.
Brendan Dent likes to run the ball, and he is a
Every time you guys
multi-talented.
under pressure down this end, we're starting to get a trend. Stop it, please.
Why
Just
have
on
they
the
got me
right
here?
hand
So they are going to take the points here, Porteous. Couple of minutes left to half time.
And a good gathering of supporters at the back as they watch on. Not quite a Celtics versus Rovers sort of setup, but it's definitely passion behind the posts. And they want their team to win, and both teams are in this. I think Clifton, they can hit their straps here, and it's going to happen at some point.
I think Tukapa clearly have made the decision to run the ball playing into the wind in the first half. I mean, it's really paid dividends so far, hasn't it?
Definitely.
So Matty James then to kick us back off. Couple of minutes until half time. Tukapa in the lead 23-7. Off goes Lapo, who's been strong in the ball carrying department today. And Burnett beating the first couple of tacklers.
Release!
Willingness in the tackle to keep driving those legs. Fighting every little moment.
First one that way, second one that way. Scrum here.
And now Clifton have that little opportunity.
Couple to go. We'll get out of that mud, eh? Let's go here.
So it's a Clifton attacking scrum. About 30 out from the Tukapa line.
What are you thinking here? Will they park out and do a picnic? Will they slip it wide and park the car?
Crouch!
I'd like to see Api Dawai come off the back. He's an explosive ball runner, potentially down that blind
Point!
side.
Sit!
He's a very strong ball carrier.
But they opt to go open side. Goes Caleb
No,
Wheatley
Blue!
there.
Your hands are straight on the ground.
Henderson offloads it back in field.
7 release!
And Nathaniel Peters there trying to steal
Really
the
no
ball.
release.
But no release at the breakdown. So they go for the corner to Clifton. They'll be looking to pick up a 7-pointer as we head into the half-time break. They'll be a little bit disappointed with this first half, playing with the wind and trailing 23-7.
Time.
As you say, Semi. 5 before, 4 and 5 after.
Cool.
When the nectarines are had and the
Yeah, we're good.
aeroplanes are swallowed.
Such a key time of the game, isn't it? Either side of half-time.
Do they peel the nectarines? Sorry.
Burnett's
Two's
done a
fine.
good job of getting through and ripping that out. He's done a fine job there, Liam Burnett, getting through the middle of that rolling mill.
Okay, yes. That's off.
There's time, and Tipu makes sure he finds touch. So Tukapa leading 23-7 at the half-time break. As we'll run through quickly the first half highlights.
Kian Tipu. And he just said, hey, I'm going to go. And he started this whole meandering run and went up with the new player, Kahu. Brad Kermit skips along, dots down. Clifton were going to counter-attack with a brilliant show of acrobatical performance, and Tohu Sahuzuta does well there.
So Tukapa then leading 23-7 at the orange break. And we'll head into a quick advert break and be back with you shortly for the second half. So we're back for second half action here at Sanders Park. Of course, a rematch of last year's finalists, Clifton and Tukapa.
White captain. Blue captain.
Matty James to kick us off. It's a nice lofted kick there. Well taken though by Josh Keach.
Tackle!
Off goes Burnett. Doing the hard yards as the skipper.
The wing's on. Yep.
And Tipu finds grass. Zach Henderson returns it back in the 15 jumper, the custodian for Clifton. And they look to find Sayatui Huta, who's got plenty of speed on that outside. Back inside there, but just knocked on. You can't give an inch out there to Ndiha Sayatui
White scrum
Huta.
here.
No, just meters.
Marks here, lads.
And the theme continues. Very similar sort of teams in the way that they are playing.
Crouch!
So hopefully plenty more running rugby
Bind!
in the second half. It's an action-packed
Sit!
first half. It's a nice scrum platform there for Tukapa to attack. Tipu goes out wide to Jacob Radamaitavuki and straightening up nicely, going on the inside.
Whoa.
Puts a little grubber in for Regan Arson.
Oh.
Yeah. Coming back.
The chairman's bounce just undoing
That's-
him there was Regan Arson.
7.
Uncanny.
Pulling the player. Act back.
It's a little infringement there.
Penalty here.
Reece Gray, who's been one of the star
Pulling the
performers so far for Clifton today in the number 7 jersey. He'll spend 10 minutes in the naughty chair.
Keep an eye on it before we fish.
He was just trying to find where he was, but I didn't play in his own way.
And Porteous then finds touch deep into that chairman's corner.
Mark.
There's Burnett then. Finds Nyson. So they go to the rolling ball. It's making good progress. And Burnett goes under.
Held up. Goal line drop out.
He's pretty well held up there by top air Barraclough. Not too many men get under Liam Burnett from close range.
Yeah, he must be proficient in Romanian wrestling, because that was impressive.
Yep, full marks for top air Barraclough there.
Manny, can you get them behind you, please?
He flipped him outside of the circle. And Clifton keep another life.
So Matty James then going high and short in this dropout.
Knock on. Offside.
Just an accidental offside there for Tukapa.
We've just got a Spates questionnaire here
Offside.
for you, some entertainment. Which Australian-born player for New Zealand scored 5 centuries?
Jeez. Not sure, Joe. Australian-born player.
I can think of
Lou
South African-
Vincent?
Lou Vincent, no.
No?
Okay, we're inside for a 50-22.
You got a clue for us?
Clue? The Stig
Stig.
and the...
As
He did a bit of commentary, I think.
we come back to the footy.
Yeah, got
We'll
it.
have to come back to that one, Joe.
Hold. Yep.
Matty James there finds Tate Iwakau on the inside. It's a nice little Couple of phases here for Clifton. But Lapo gets over the ball at the breakdown there.
Couple of outlaws on the sideline there.
Of course, ready and dressed for Cowboy night tonight at the club rooms here at the Chook House.
And the Brokeback Mounted Edition.
So Tukapa there, about 60% both territory and possession. Three tries to one at this stage, leading 23-7.
Quite an interesting stat there. Position weighing and territory weighing on Clifton.
But plenty of time. And of course Clifton have been one of the form sides, currently third on the competition ladder. 1-5, lost 3.
They have been playing a lot of ball in their own territory, as that's sort of how it is, and which can be prolonged.
That's fine. No, guys, not intentional that time. Knock on. Blue scrum here, knock on by white.
Mitch Young using logic to provide odds.
Pick it up. Put the pressure on the boys. Let's go. Big scrum.
So on the near side, we've got Brendan Dent up against Josh Tate Iwakau.
Crouch! Bind!
First reset of the day. Looks like Luke Dravitsky was just reminding Mitch Young there.
Great comms.
So far we haven't had too many scrums, which has been good to see.
Crouch!
We really love a scrum, Sammy.
Of course, Clifton down to 7 in this scrum with Reece Gray off the field, but getting it out quickly.
8, no!
India, so
Use
who's
it now.
a Samoan Sevens player.
That's always back!
Quite impressive
Always back!
CV on the boy.
So Tukapa then managing to turn that one over. Go back on the inside. Liam Burnett wriggling his way. Clifton coming in for the counter ruck as Koeman finds a bit of space. He's been very elusive today, has Brad Koeman.
Work!
Goes Brendan Dent. He's taken there by Abe Hira.
High stroller roller. Twitter Corolla.
Arson using a bit of footwork on the near side. Well taken though by Caleb Fowl.
Work! Advantage, offside in the midfield, 1 blue.
Brendan Dent straightening things up. Beepkins looks for the chip and chase, but can't find ground.
One blue,
Come back to the
offside.
penalty advantage. Brendan Fisher there,
Points.
breathing in the deep ones, and Burnett opts for the points.
Just where you are there.
Just a good settler.
What position on the park do you think would cover the most metres in any given game? Joe?
As a previous halfback, I'd say halfback.
Yeah, halfback would have to be up there. 7 though too.
7?
Yeah,
Well, you know, it depends on the player.
that's true.
I'm sure Piti Wepu was probably one of the most mobile halfbacks I've ever seen in terms of his... I don't know what I'm trying to say. But Mason Porteous looking to convert. What are your thoughts on that, Sammy?
Yeah, I think probably 7 or 9.
7 or 9.
Is probably the most, get through the most yardage.
Who does the least there? We don't really want to
Oh, would it be your props or I suspect props probably.
Well, fullbacks do a lot of wondering, but they do.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, they do quite a bit. Fullbacks. Maybe the 13.
Yeah, possibly.
Time back
All
on.
for show, no for go.
Yeah. I suspect backs in general would do less than you thought. And Burnett's looked to take it. It hadn't gone the 10 there. As off goes Api Dawai. It's quick ball out there to India Sayatui Huta.
Nice. Always got wheels.
And
That's
Maddie
fine.
James
Backwards.
just lost there.
Double pump, a little bit
Two
of fun.
no.
Ball's turned over.
Take him back. 1-6, you're off. Well done.
Tavuki Nepkins puts boot to ball. Nicely taken that back there by Zach Henderson. And he runs it back. He finds his captain, Matty James, who in turn finds Caleb Fowle. Brendan Fisher there making a good strong tackle. Off goes Abe Hira, the 200 match man.
Advantage for blue.
Tukapa just creeping offside there.
Options. Maddie, options here or over here. For blue. Offside. This man here.
It's important they go for the corner here.
One more minute on the bin.
They haven't had a lot of time. Tukapa's half. And we're looking to capitalise.
It's well taken there by Tommy Hamilton in the black headgear. Off goes Matty James. Running hard at them. Caleb Wheatley. Barraclough just losing it at the base of the ruck there.
2 second rule.
No, I've got 15 seconds.
So not long until Reece Gray comes back from the naughty chair for Clifton.
The bin is at the next stoppage. Okay, time on. Max there, yep.
Elbow. Nice and tight, Jocks, let's go.
Looks like we've got a change in the front row for Clifton. I think that's Aaron DeRitter
Crouch!
on for Josh Tate Iwakau.
Bind! Sit! Down here.
Of course, 7-man scrum here for Clifton.
You keep your head straight to start with. We won't have
Reece
an
Gray still on the bench.
Can't be complaining, you just got on the field, eh? Nice and tight, boys. Down.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
As Porteous puts boot to ball, using that wind to good effect.
Next time under the sticks, can you swap them around? Sub, can you, time's off. Swap sides. Can you swap sides because I've lost comms over there? Okay. Please, I can hear you but I can't hear him. Yeah, time on.
As Reece Gray returns from the bin. So back to the full complement of 15 men, Clifton.
Advantage knock on by White off the top.
Peters gets up at the front of the line.
Advantage over!
Hanley Setu making some good yardage. Caleb Wheatley well taken there by Mason Porteous.
First man's got to roll. 13 must roll first.
Clifton will be really looking to score here, narrow that gap.
Liam,
Which is currently 19. So go long, but Aaron DeRitta does a good job at the back there for Clifton. Reese Gray coming in across the grain with Venom.
Ooh.
Big hit there by Jacob Radamai Tavuki Neepkins.
Wooshka.
Advantage, knock on by 2 in the tackle.
The timing on that one, impeccable. Tommy Hamilton, a nice little short ball
Advantage
there
over!
to Fetu O'Carroll-Harney.
Tackle! Yeah, that's fine.
But Tipu does a good job of stripping it.
Work here.
As Tipu's looking to run from his own in goal.
He's done well.
Yeah, he's good. 7's good.
But it's stolen again, so it's a bit of pinball at the moment, back and forth.
Card here.
As James then
Advantage.
runs at them.
And there's a few unhappy hearers in that.
Offside.
Offside.
Offside by 8 white.
So it wasn't actually Arson who was offside, it was Lapo who must have been offside earlier on in the piece. But I suspect there wouldn't have been too many catching Regan Arson from that intercept.
No, not at all.
So they take the tap here. Off goes Uppy Dawai. He's well taken by Lapo.
Contact goal defence. Goodness me.
As one ruck submerges onto the next.
No. Going forward, guys, you've tackled it on top of the blue player.
And I guess Clifton's got their own chairman corner there.
Yep, plenty of the Clifton faithful there from the West End Bowling Club end of the ground. It was an interesting one, that one, Joe. The ruck going back onto the previously formed ruck coming on top of it. But good common sense approach used there by Mitch Young.
It's kind of like putting fish in a spring roll. Doesn't really work. Doesn't really complement the pastry the way it wants to.
Boys!
So Barraclough then to feed to the scrum.
Use it!
Clifton hot on attack. There's a short ball from Dawai to
Tackle
James.
release!
Goes Paddy O'Carroll-Harney.
This is where Clifton,
Eight,
now this close, they need to capitalise.
James goes back against the grain.
Just straight.
And it opens up there.
Oh,
forward pass.
and a tight call. And a big one at that. And that has gone.
So we go to the replay. There's a bit of space out there on that right hand side.
Have we got a sub?
Yeah,
Sub, guys. For
did
blue.
look like it was forward there. Went for the sort of basketball type pass. Did
What number,
top
mate?
here Barraclough.
4. Sorry, my comms have just fallen over with that side, guys. I'm just working with it.
Setting the man up for a layup.
So Peter
Mark's
Takahu
here.
comes
Time
on
back
in
on.
the 19 jumper there for Clifton, on for Blair Shorter. Of course, Peter Takahu, Chiefs under 20 squad, and recently named in that Taranaki men's wider squad as well. Promising young player.
Good to see players from the region
Bind!
making the Taranaki side and being backed, and it's
Sit!
very exciting to see.
So it's a big scrum there from Clifton. And Tukapa do manage to get it out. Tahu Kar trying to get out of his own in goal, and does pretty well to get to ground actually.
Clearly a move. His knee never got to ground.
His bum did. Whoops. Are we allowed to apply? Yeah, well, that's interesting. I don't want to get Murray Mixted up in here in the box.
Chatter.
So it's gone from a scrum to a full-arm penalty there with a bit of chat.
There's no need for it.
Naughty.
Scrum.
Clifton do, in fact, opt for the scrum anyhow.
No more thanks.
So as we head into the last quarter now, 20 minutes left in this match. Clifton, they've been parked down in this Tukapa 22 for the last 5 minutes. They need to see some points off the back of that, you'd think.
Crouch!
They need to make the most.
Bind!
And
sit!
whether they've got something up their sleeve here, show some magic. You know, Randy Orton are okay to finish things off, and they're looking to build those phases.
Use it now!
Keeping it tight.
Oh, Koeman is away! And he's a fast man, and Caleb Fowl can't get to him, and what a run from Koeman, who continues his form today, and that's very impressive.
As we go to the replay, like a thief in the night, Brad Koeman.
Okay, no, not a rat.
To the ground. You probably didn't see it.
Okay, we'll have a look at it, but I didn't see
Just,
it.
oh, that might be the previous replay, in fact. It was Brad Koeman who made the intercept.
Different circumstances.
And you have to feel for Clifton there, hot on attack
Absolutely.
for the last 5 minutes. It was probably a 14-point play. If Koeman didn't snaffle that one out of the air, Clifton would have been going under at the other end of the park, but he did it, and he did it well, did Brad Koeman. And no one in front of him. Caleb Fowl chasing hard, but couldn't close the gap.
Nah, very impressed. Defending in your turn and choose to go for the intercept. If he misses it, they score. He takes the risk, they score.
12 blue.
It was pretty resolute defence back there from Tukapa.
12 blue sub. Time, we've got a sub.
Brad Koeman's favourite drink is purple guana.
Yeah, all done, eh? Cool, time back on.
So it would have been a Spatesman coming from the deep south. And there he goes again, the try scorer, Brad Koeman. So link back up and find Liam Burnett, jinking and jiving. Goes Luca Walker.
Yeah, ball was up.
In the number 20 jumper for Rory Ward.
No hands, blue!
I was impressed with him last week actually, Luca Walker. Busy
Okay, you're off.
halfback.
20. Yeah, now you're inside.
Taken nicely there by Zach Henderson. And Caleb Fowl, plenty of speed there in the 14 jumper for Clifton. Matty James goes in behind to Ndia Sayatui Huta, and he breaks the first. Finds Paddy O'Carroll-Harmy. So winger linking up with prop. Goes Darby Judd. Aaron DeRitta straightens things up in the 17 jersey. There's a bit of space out here on the near side. Zach Henderson. And he finds Caleb Fowl. And he's doing the jinking and jiving. Ratamaitavuki Neepkins takes him nicely. And he might have had the steal.
Okay, blue 15 has won that ball, but he has knocked it on. Scrum here.
And he did a pretty good job there to Jacob Ratamaitavuki Neepkins. Got the steal, but just knocked it on.
Knock on by White.
So plenty of enterprise still. Ball being given plenty of air.
And Scott Styris was the Australian-born player to score 5 centuries for New Zealand.
Of course. Didn't realise he was Australian-born.
No, explains a lot.
Time's on, guys.
Here we are in the caravan, of course, surrounded by a range of sponsors. So thanks to all those sponsors. A number of them up on the wall here. Egmont Seed Company, PSL, Sign Project, Lion Brown.
Cheers, Spates.
And Spates. So it's obviously a bit of a competitive process between those two.
Good to see sponsors supporting local sport.
And of course Riddles, who leads this digital production being brought to you today.
This fine broadcast with Jade and the team, who continue to do a very good job. Makes things easy.
Rob, who's overseas today, so we've got Doug on the camera. Cheers, Doug.
Sure, he's having a white Russian on the beach in Bali at the moment.
As off goes Sayatui Huta, and he was nearly through the line there. Ball goes to ground. Just lost forward there. It's a little bit messy, Clifton.
Just Clifton struggling to get things together. They've been there, they've been thereabouts.
Can't see you guys.
But
you guys are white.
they've struggled to capitalise.
Cool, let's form it up, guys. Time's back on.
You can see why they are one of the form teams of the comp. Just haven't quite clicked so far today
Let's go.
for Clifton.
Max here.
And you'd argue it's probably been Tukapa's best performance of the year, I would suggest.
Definitely. Yeah, they've hit their straps and they're playing as a team.
So Kimo Fa'agali on for Abe Hira in the 2-jumper for Clifton.
Crouch! Bind!
And it's Dent up against O'Carroll Harmy on the near side. Clifton making a good fist of it at scrum time. Off goes Arson. Well taken there by Sayatui Huta. Nathaniel Peters, tough man to put down. Bit of space here for Kean Tipu. Beats the first.
No blue!
Still looking to play at breakneck speed here.
Advantage for a knock on.
And Clifton willing as well. So they go in behind. Just lost forward there, but they had the advantage for the earlier knock on.
Then one there. Scrum got you, mate. Loose scrum here.
Hold a minute, push. Let's go.
Hang on. Time, guys. Sorry, just sit on. I was trying to play.
So we've just got a little break here.
All good. Cool. Time's on. Let's form it
I
up,
think anyone's
guys.
complaining about that.
Let's go. We don't need the 9. Let's go.
We don't need the 9.
We don't need another hero, of course. One of the great Tina Turner tunes.
It is.
Some good ones.
I would, yeah.
Of course, the face of the NRL through the 90s. Tina Turner was simply the best, of course. That's one of the real cracking tunes of her era.
Crouch!
What did she have to do in the
Bind!
NRL? Was she the...
Her song was sort of the lead sort of
Sit!
song, which was used for promotional activity. So, penalty there for Clifton. Off goes Matty James. Caleb Fowl here. Could be held up. Luca Walker and Kean Tipu doing a good job there. think the supporters might have liked that one.
Big play. Big tackle.
Mark's here, guys. White scrub.
So we go up to the deck there.
Can we see Nick Hughes? Oh, there he is. He's having a beer. No, it's not. Sorry, Vinny.
Misidentification there, Joe.
Misidentification. Do a good job for supporting the club, Nick Hughes, Real Estate.
Crouch!
So it's Luca Walker then to feed for Tukapa at scrum time.
Sit!
There's Tip who finds Porteous, who finds Radamai Tavuki Neatkins. Tahuka, nice long ball there to Brad Koeman. He goes for the chip and chase. He's got plenty of speed. Good.
What? Very impressive from Brad Koeman. When the ball bounces in your own way, it really does bounce in your way. Straight up to the boy in his hands and puts it down. Thanks, mate.
A great piece of work there on the left-hand flank, Brad Koeman. I think that might be his hat-trick too. Certainly 2.
Koeman's got a hat-trick. I'll
So
stop.
rewarded for some really nice open play there, Tukapa. It was a lovely ball from Tahuka on debut for Tukapa today in the 12 jersey, finding Brad Koeman, and he's been pretty elusive and explosive all day in the 11 jersey, the man from Southland.
Very good conglomeration of players who linked together for Tukapa today. Obviously better conditions than last week and a better performance.
So that territory's just narrowed. Tukapa previously up in the sort of low 60s, back to 54% now, and I suspect that was on the back of Clifton spending a large portion of that sort of 60 to 65 minute window in Tukapa territory. As James kicks us back off, Peters does a good job on the take. Oh, it's a big hit there
Lost!
on Caleb Smith.
Take him back!
And Zach Henderson takes it nicely and he finds his captain, Matty James, who looks to run it back. Darby Judd there.
Blue release!
Clifton still looking to play plenty of running rugby here.
And the most interesting thing, Sammy, is at this rate, this intensity has continued. But will it take its toll? And it looks like it has.
White scrum here.
Well, there was a bit of space there. If he could have held that, Clifton had a few numbers out here on the near side.
Mark's here,
To
guys.
see Dylan Jufferman's back out there, lacing the boots up in the 18 jersey. Of course, assistant coach, former Taranaki player. Good to see him back out there and helping the boys out.
6 years since he's donned the jersey. For all those old timers out there,
Just stay a little bit
It's
closer.
never too late.
it is never too late.
He's still pretty young, to be fair, but of course has
Crouch!
been riddled with injuries. Fine player.
Bind!
So Luca Walker then to feed.
Come up.
Just a bit of a misalignment here on the near side.
Your angle's straight in. I need you to stay square, please.
Bit of miscellaneous combustion.
Jonathan Glennie up against O'Carroll Harmy
Yeah, I'll do my best,
on the
mate.
near side.
Crouch! Bind! Sit! Yeah, Use that now.
Scrum's wheeling round. Goes Max Beetham.
Yeah, tackle now. 7 no.
Not sure what's happened to Liam Burnett's headgear.
Liam Benoit.
Forward pass.
Just going forward there.
Scrum here. Blue ball. 6. Sorry, Smitty. Yeah. Forward pass.
So we're heading into the final stanza here. Tukapa leading 40-7. It's been their best performance of the year. They've looked to use the space nicely, and their back three's been electric.
I do like the way that Clifton do play, though. Very expansive team. And things just got away on them today. They'll be back. They'll be definitely contenders in this comp for sure.
Crouch!
The score doesn't really say a lot.
Bind!
Yep, they've certainly been willing participants
Sit!
in terms of throwing the ball around to make this a very good game for the spectator. And as you say, Joe, the score probably doesn't reflect actually the sort of how close these two teams are
Knock on. By blue.
at the moment.
Subs blue. Do you want to have a look? It's cutting in and out, fish.
So we've just got a break for a few subs here.
What number, bud? Who's... 18's coming. Cool. Max here.
Work with us, hey, work with us. Let's pump it up.
Let's go, guys.
Pump it up.
Max here.
You got to pump it up.
Bring your boots up. Drops in.
This is the true test of character, the last 4 minutes. Like the last 8Ks of a marathon, it's the
Crouch!
mental battle that these teams have to go through.
Bind! Sit!
Luca Walker then. They go out the back to Lagan Kumura. Redamai Tavuki Neepkins, chip and chase.
Oi! Oh!
Knock on.
The knock on.
Knock on.
Popped up there for Arson.
Come off 15 sleeves.
Nicely done by Redamai Tavuki Neepkins. That's that back three that's been pretty dangerous all day for Tukapa. Arson was looking for his hat-trick.
Play on. Play on, Ross. Yeah, play on. He's a
Looks
wing.
like
We don't
he's
need him.
Done
Let's
something
go.
to his shoulder there.
Max here, guys.
Mitch Young looking to get on with the game, which is always good. I hope Regan Arson's shoulder's not too bad there.
Crouch! Bind!
Looks like it could be a nasty sort of dislocation type.
Stay on here, one.
There's a few Brokeback Mountain characters in the background.
Blue out! Blue advantage! Advantage,
And
17.
Luca Walker takes that one nicely.
Offside.
Burnett looking to go quickly.
Advantage. Offside.
He finds Josh Keach.
Short!
Whoa!
No,
He's
short.
only millimetres
8,
short.
no hands. Still got advantage.
Oh! Just scrambling D, which is very impressive from Clifton. Pop you wide. Lagan Kumaroa in the corner.
The veteran, Lagan Kumura, doing a good job out wide there. And I thought Kuman was going to go over for number 4 for a second there. It's been an incredible amount of tries scored by outside backs today. Sayatui Huta for Clifton, and Kuman, Arson have been, and now Kumiro have been in the scoring for Tukapa. So really does show what a sort of widespread running ball game this has been today.
Exactly. There's that frantic pace, that ball retention at the ruck, getting it wider, and you know that's what happens.
So Radamai Tavuki Neepkins taking over the kicking duties for this one. And it's a tough first assignment.
Stellar knock from Jacob Negums to finish proceedings today, 45-7.
Thanks, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season, mate.
Interesting game, quite a good watch, Sammy.
Very good watch. Both sides really brought a running sort of flair for the game today. Tukapa the victors, but hold your heads high, Clifton, because really contributed to a really running game. And actually Mitch Young too, the officiator, did a fine job to let things run. So Tukapa will be pretty happy with that, their best performance of the competition so far. So we go to the stats, 6 tries to 1, and pretty much all of them scored by outside backs. Couple of conversions and penalty goals. Territory, Tukapa about 60%, just shy of that in possession at 55%. Penalties, both sides conceded 8 each, so pretty even in that department. So all in all, pretty good performance there from Tukapa today, and they'll be happy with that victory. As we go to the points table, is it? As we go to next week's game, in fact. So we've got, of course, Tukapa up against Coastal out at Rahudu, Joe. That's always one that gets pinned on the calendar early on.
Craig Eaton Cup.
The Craig Eaton Cup, yep, that's the one. Spotswood up against Stratford Eltham, currently in second place. Inglewood up against Southern, and Clifton go across town to competition leaders New Plymouth Old Boys. So thanks for joining us here today. It's been a great game of running footy. And we'll say sayonara from
Sayonara.
Sanders Park. Cheers.
Congratulations on the engagement, Sammy.
Cheers, Joe.
This live stream is sponsored by PSL, Sound, Light and Stage.